Good morning, I'm Carl with the Hondo Public Library. Cinco de Mayo is a holiday celebrated on, Cinco de Mayo, Spanish for the 5th of May. While it's a relatively minor holiday in most of Mexico, it has taken on a much larger cultural significance in the United States, especially among Mexican-American communities. Before we dive into what Cinco de Mayo is, let's mention what it is not. Contrary to popular belief, May 5th is not Mexico's Independence Day. That's celebrated on September the 16th. Cinco de Mayo marks a specific military victory over the French at the Battle of Puebla on May 5, 1862. In the early 1860s, Mexico was in political and economic turmoil. The country had just gone through a brutal civil war, the Reform War, and was nearly bankrupt. In 1861, Mexican President Benito Juarez suspended foreign debt payments, which angered European powers. France, under Emperor Napoleon III, saw this as an opportunity to expand its influence in the Americas. French troops invaded Mexico in late 1861 with plans to install a puppet monarchy under Archduke Maximilian of Austria. The French army, considered one of the most powerful in the world at the time, marched on the town of Puebla in east-central Mexico. They expected an easy victory. Instead, they were met by a much smaller, poorly equipped Mexican force of about 2,000 soldiers led by General Ignacio Zaragoza. Against all odds, the Mexican troops defended the town and forced the French to retreat. Although the victory at Puebla was impressive, it was not the end of the conflict. The French regrouped, and by 1863 they captured Mexico City and installed Archduke Maximilian as emperor of a short-lived Mexican monarchy. In that sense, Mexico won the battle but lost the war. But the spirit of Puebla didn't die. Over the next few years, Mexican forces continued to fight back, with pressure from the United States after the Civil War, and the growing strength of Republican forces, the French eventually withdrew, and Maximilian was overthrown and executed in 1867. So while Puebla wasn't the final victory, it lit the fire that kept Mexican resistance alive. Mexican Americans living in California at the time saw the battle and used it as a powerful symbol of resistance against tyranny. Over the 20th century, especially from the 1940s onwards, the holiday gradually transformed. What began as grassroots commemorations evolved into large cultural festivals showcasing Mexican identity, featuring mariachi music, folkloric dance, traditional foods, and public parades. Starting in the 1980s, beer companies began heavily marketing Cinco de Mayo as a party holiday, using it to target Latino consumers and later a broader audience. As a result, it has become one of the top beer-selling holidays in the U.S., rivaling the Super Bowl and St. Patrick's Day. While critics note that the holiday's deeper historical meaning is sometimes overshadowed by this commercialism, for many Mexican Americans it remains an expression of pride, resilience, and cultural heritage. Whether you're remembering the resilience of Puebla or just enjoying a taco with friends, Cinco de Mayo is a chance to honor the legacy of people who shaped both Mexican and American history. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next month for our next chapter of Friday Facts and Fun.